Hello, hello, hello. I'm not used to talking and everybody getting quiet, so I'm normally the other side of that. But I'm Joshua Ball, I'm the Chief Operating Officer at SOAR. I want to welcome you to the Healthcare Career Pathway Fair. I'm not going to be up here very long, but I would be remiss to not thank our sponsors, specifically the University of Pikeville. If you give them a round of applause, we're on their beautiful campus, beautiful building. You're going to get to learn a lot about UPike today, but you're going to get to walk around this beautiful campus. So Dr. Worth, Dr. Webb, Charity, the whole team here, thank you for all your hard work and work with us, not just for this event, but throughout the year. You're here for a couple of reasons. One, how many of you are excited to be out of school? Okay, no one. It must have changed since I've been in school. I would have been standing up and all of that. I think I'm going to get you more excited when I say, courtesy of the University of Pikeville, you're going to get Chick-fil-A for lunch. All right. The team back there. I have a saying about Chick-fil-A, but I won't do that. I love Chick-fil-A. I'm a regular here. Before I introduce Dr. Worth, if we could get the static image up. Our Executive Director, Colby Hall, could not be here today. We have an exciting announcement that's going to be made today in Frankfurt about a project that we have been involved with for several years. So he's back in Frankfurt for that today, and so I'm filling in. But Colby has been nominated as one of the Young Professionals of the Year with the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. And it is a popularity contest because we have to like and share and all that good stuff. So I said, Colby, if UPike's going to feed them Chick-fil-A today, the students can scan that code, like and share that post. So that's going to scan to a link tree. If you're cool and you're on Instagram, you can do it on Instagram, Facebook, X, all of that good stuff. So if you could do that, like and share the post, that would be great. So let's leave that up there for a few minutes. And please like and share that. So that's going to make my life a lot easier, our team's life a lot easier, but Colby works extremely hard for our organization, and that's why he's in Frankfurt today. Again, we want to thank the University of Pikeville. We want to thank Pikeville Medical Center, who sponsored our breakfast this morning, so please give them a round of applause. They're a valued partner at SOAR, and we can't do the work without them as well. So I want to introduce to the stage the provost here at the University of Pikeville, a friend of SOAR, a friend of the university, a friend of Eastern Kentucky, Dr. Lori Worth.
Hey guys, good morning. I'm going to try it again. Good morning. There we go. It's great to see all of you. So glad you're here. I know you're super excited about Chick-fil-A. That's good. But I really hope you have an opportunity today to learn more about careers that are happening around the world, the country, that are related to health. But some of you, as you're sitting there, you might be thinking, I'm not sure if I want a future job in the health professions. So I hope today you'll ask a lot of questions, have an opportunity to meet people, and learn more about future jobs and careers. My name is Lori Worth, and I am very thankful to be working at the University of Pikeville. It's my 8th year. I am not from Eastern Kentucky. I was actually born in Romania. So I immigrated here when I was in elementary school. Ce mai faci astăzi, putem să venim. So that's welcome from Romania. But I was a student in the back of the classroom, the one student who's in the very back, black shirt, you looked behind you, say hello. That was me when I started elementary school in the United States. I was a student who sat in the very back because I didn't know how to speak English, read, or write. And as I learned how to speak, read, write from a group of wonderful teachers and counselors, I quickly realized that maybe a college degree might be helpful for me. And so I was the first in my family to go to college. Some of you may be in that situation. My mom didn't go to college. My dad didn't go to college. My grandmother had a 4th grade education. And so I knew that college would help make my life a little bit easier in the future, but I didn't quite know if I could afford it. And so pay attention to the people at your high school who can help you and give you the resources, because college is affordable and attainable. and it has the potential to change your life like it has changed my life. I was in high school and I thought I wanted to be a physician. So today you'll hear from a physician, you'll be able to learn about the health professions. At the University of Pikeville, you could come and become a nurse. We've got a lot of colleges and universities in the Commonwealth where you can do that. If you're somebody who is interested in learning more about optometry and you want to know about eye disease, we have that here as well. A new dental college. We have a medical school here, social work, the opportunities to be able to study in the health professions. But maybe you're somebody, again, who's not sure. Maybe the health professions isn't right for you. All through high school, I thought I wanted to be a physician. I went to college. I majored in biology and chemistry. I had an internship, and I'm looking at our physician back here, in the ER of our local hospital. It was one of the best internships. And I got there. I took a lot of courses in the sciences, lab classes, but it was my first experience where I got to see patients and humans. And that experience was wonderful to me because it helped me understand the career pathway that I may be interested in or I may not be interested in. It provided hands-on experiences. And so what I hope you learned today is opportunities in our own communities to be able to volunteer, shadow, in ways that you can understand what will I want to do when I get to college and what career might I want to pursue after I leave college. And there are so many opportunities for you to be able to pursue those, but also to hop around a little bit depending on what you might be interested in. So my one advice today is ask a lot of questions, learn a lot. Think about ways and ask these questions in your groups. How can I get those experiences by watching, volunteering, and learning if that's something that I'm passionate about or that I love and I'm interested in? Your own communities can help you with that. We've got a lot of your educators who helped bring you here today, and I want to thank them for their work that they do at your high schools in ways that they support and mentor you. But those are your resources. Those are the people that when I was in high school, they helped encourage me to say, college can be affordable, and even though no one else in your family went to college, you have potential to be successful. And so I give that back to you in encouragement that each of you can be successful. You can give back in the lives of other people. You can support. I looked this morning, the job growth for the next 20 years, more than 70% of those jobs are within the health professions. So think about that. Jobs that you work with people to help improve their health, and a lot of careers that you'll learn about today, those are projected to be the top jobs in the next 10 to 15 years. So thank you for being here. The University of Pikeville is thrilled. Some of you may not have been on our campus ever before, and this is your first time. Make yourself at home. Come back and visit us. If you think that this is a place that you might be interested in exploring a little bit more, come back and visit us. We'd love to take you and your family on a tour. Have a fantastic day. We're glad you're here. Thanks for all the folks who are visiting us as well, and we're glad you're here. Go Bears. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Worth. And how incredible is it to have a college campus like this here in Eastern Kentucky? So we just appreciate your leadership as well as Dr. Webb and really the whole university community. Lori talked a little bit about the pathways, but I want to share just real quick something that's very important for a lot of you. I spoke to a lot of you as you were coming in. A lot of your schools offer CNAs and things like that in your area technology centers. Please go around and talk to our hospitals today because we call it a pathway fair because there's not one single pathway to your destination. And I say that as a lifelong college and university student who is still in school. I'll write my dissertation starting this summer, but I've chipped away at it a little bit at a time. And that was my pathway, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So I know there's a lot of you in the room that's trying to figure out what your next step is. I want to tell you there's a lot of good paying jobs that are here now in this community that you can take what you're learning in your area high school and your area technology center, and you could get a job literally right out of high school and go to work for one of our fantastic hospitals that will help you continue your education beyond if it's a CNA, if your destination's an RN, an LPN, a nurse practitioner, a physician, a rad tech, whatever it is. So if you're here today and you're just not sure about that, just know that there's not one single pathway, and that's why we're here today, is to give you the opportunity to explore all of the various pathways that you can take to get to the destination that you feel like is yours right now. And I say feel like because you just never know, right? Your mind changes and things like that. So that's important to this as well. That leads into our next speaker, which is Dr. Brandon Nelson from Pikeville Medical Center. He's from this region, and he is a physician. So who better to talk about a journey, a dream, getting to the destination, and being able to work in a rewarding career that he's able to advance health, but just to give back every single day. So please welcome Dr. Brandon Nelson to the podium.
Hey, everybody. So I'm going to try to hit a couple of points today. I wanted to talk about kind of how I got to the point that I'm at, because at one point I was 16, 17, 18, and not really sure what I wanted to do. My parents were surprised that I wanted to be a doctor a couple years after that, because I don't like people, most people. And so it turns out this thing that you guys are doing, this growing up and figuring out what you want to do with your life and everything, there's a lot of choices that come with that. It's one choice after the other. You can try to look ahead and think about, maybe I like this and maybe I like that. I'll tell you kind of what I did and what happened to me. So I wanted to be a scientist, which is a very vague thing, right? I didn't really know what that was. And I got a scholarship to UK, to the chemistry department. So I went to get a chemistry degree, and I was going to be a PhD in chemistry, and I was going to do things in a lab, and it was going to be great. And it turns out, once I actually got into that, as much as I liked that, I didn't like it. In the lab, it's something that is for some people, but for me, it was just not for me, right? So I decided probably 2.5 years into college that I wanted to do medicine. And so fortunately, chemistry is a good foundation for medicine. I took a couple extra classes, double majored in biology, and finished on time and went to medical school at Marshall. Finished up at Marshall, and medical school is interesting. Excuse me. Medical school is interesting in that I kind of started medical school thinking like, yeah, I'm going to be a doctor. But it turns out there are about 50 different kinds of doctors. And by the time you're about in your third year, your fourth year of medical school, you have to figure out, again, you have to make a choice what kind of doctor you want to be. And then you do a residency, and then you go from there, right? So it turns out I decided I want to take care of adults and kids in the hospital, and so that's what kind of doctor I became. I went to UK for 4 years of internal medicine and pediatrics residency, and then I started looking for jobs. And I, looked around. I made a couple phone calls, did send some emails, and I thought, there's this big hospital back home. I wonder what I could do there if I wanted to go back there. And I was surprised to find out that they were starting a children's hospital. And so the email that I got back was, wow, what timing. We're looking for someone to take care of kids in a hospital. So that was about 3 years ago. So now I'm here. So backing up a little bit, I went to Beaufort High School. Miss Kincaid was one of my teachers. And I did not think I would end up back here. I think I'm trying to say that and weave it into this conversation without being derogatory about it, but I really didn't think I would end up back here. And what I found out when I gave myself enough time to think about it and to think about what my options were, it made a lot of sense. When I finally had to make the choice, right? It's easy to talk about, oh yeah, I'll go out to California and be a doctor for a couple years or whatever, right? But when you really think about what is important to you and what you want, it turns out I really wanted to be back here. And I'm really glad that the career that I chose was something that I could do here. And I think that's the big takeaway. I can put a bunch of details on it, guys, but you know, I think what I want to get across is do what you want to do, right? And if you want to be a rocket engineer, you probably have to go to NASA for that, right? You're probably not going to be at Eastern Kentucky, but you know, there are a lot of things here. We have a giant college, we have a giant hospital, we have schools, we have all kinds of different things. You know, you can start a business here, you can get a computer science degree and code from home, right? You can do any of these things. And so I think, you know, when I was getting into school and trying to figure out like what my life was going to be like in 10 years, I didn't think I'd be back here, but the closer and closer I got to it, the more and more I realized I really hope I can figure it out and get back here. And like I said, I think that's the big takeaway, is that if you want to do something, you can try to make it happen. There are going to be exceptions and there are going to be limitations. Again, rocket scientist, probably not watching any rockets take off from Pikeville, right? But there are a whole list of things that you can do around here. So don't feel like you have to be limited in your career just to be here. And yeah. All right. I think that's most of what I wanted to talk about. I didn't know Miss Kincaid was going to be here. The memories are flooding back, right? I guess I'll take an opportunity and thank her for being awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of people just kind of assume that everyone's going to leave, right? And I think people like Miss Kincaid was always somebody that I looked to and said, she stayed around here and seems pretty happy. Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I won't completely take it off my list. So, okay.